Hello, this is a small video about the instructional strategy of demonstration. My name is Elaine Baird, and I've produced this video as an assignment for a course in the Provincial Instructor Diploma program that I'm taking with Vancouver Community College. Demonstration is an instructional strategy whereby the teacher shows the students exactly what to do. The instructor models the behavior for the students. The style of learning is observational. When to use the demonstration strategy. Certain course material is best taught by demonstration. In particular, science classes with a laboratory component. Also cooking classes. In fact, demonstration is the main technique for many TV cooking shows. Computer science courses that take place in a computer lab are also best taught by demonstration. What do instructors need to know to perform a successful demonstration? Step number 1, before you start the demo, explain what the purpose of the demo is. Cue the learners. This means verbally describe the main parts of the demo as you do it. Don't assume that students will automatically pay attention to the important parts. Explain the rationale for all of the steps. The better that students understand why you are doing the performance, the better they will be able to copy your example later. Use the whole part whole technique. Give an overview of the complete sequence, then demonstrate each step separately, and finally go through the whole procedure again. Intersperse the demonstration with student practice, especially if the task is complex. Many of the students in my computer literacy classes have little or no experience with computers. I use the Microsoft software Paint to demonstrate how to use a mouse. Let's look at how the mouse works with a simple drawing program. As I move the mouse around in the software, you'll note that its shape changes. Sometimes it's a pointer, sometimes it's a cross, depending on where it is. Note that there are arrows pointing downward. These indicate that there are more options available. Simply left mouse click on a downward arrow to bring up a box of other choices. If you hover your mouse, that is, just hold it over the button without clicking it, a box will pop up to tell you what that button does. Here we have brush. This is a calligraphy brush. This is a crayon. If you see one that you like, simply left mouse click once to select that tool. So now I've selected crayon, and I'm going to go and select a color. Again, if I hover the mouse, a box pops up telling me that this color is turquoise. So I left mouse click to select it. It now appears as my color choice. To draw, I put the cursor in the drawing area and move it around. When I found the spot where I want to start, I left mouse click and drag. You'll note that I'm getting a crayon effect. I often start a drawing and ask the students to come to my computer to add to it. Here's a drawing that I've started. It's actually a drawing of my small Pomeranian dog. It looks a bit like a scorpion, but I really was intending it to be a dog. Here's the picture with the addition of 3 of the students' work. While the students are adding to the drawing, I explain to the rest of the class which tools are being used, cueing the class to the thought process involved. The final drawing shows the use of other tools, including the eraser, which was used to remove my dog. Many learners continue on and produce very interesting drawings such as this geometric design. Here is a rose and an iris with pussy willows. Some limitations of demonstration are, it's a passive strategy for learners and it relies heavily on the observational skills of the learner. A problem with passive observation is that it's not possible to observe the instructor's thinking. Students must practice in order to become proficient. Observation on its own is not enough. What are the advantages of this strategy? The advantage for students is clearly seeing how a so-called expert performs the task. The advantage for the teachers is, while carefully planning out the demonstration, They gain a clearer idea of the student's viewpoint and they can adjust their lesson plan accordingly. The role of the educator is to model the behavior. The instructor can model both expert and non-expert behaviors so that learners can see how to do the task and how not to do it. The educator also can explain the thinking behind the doing of the task. The role of the learner is to carefully observe the demonstration and then practice doing what they have seen. Students come from widely varying cultures, not only ethnic background differences, but socioeconomic, age, gender, and others. How can the instructor manage these differences when using the demonstration strategy? Educate the audience. Let them know what to expect from the demo and how to join in with it. Many students are predominantly visual learners, and for them, a simple diagram is much more valuable than 1,000 words of talking. Provide time for in-class activities. Let the learners put the concepts into action. In conclusion, demonstration is a very useful strategy for certain subjects. To be effective, it requires a verbal commentary and a time for student practice. There is a very low chance of students experiencing cultural difficulties.